Israel really is as evil as it looks. Israeli snipers routinely, deliberately shoot children in the head throughout the Gaza Strip. Israel created an AI system for the IDF to target suspected Hamas fighters when they go home to their families, and mockingly called it "Where's Daddy?" because they are killing the fighters' children. Israel has targeted healthcare facilities and ambulances in Gaza hundreds upon hundreds of times. They've been documented entering the hospitals they attack and systematically destroying individual pieces of medical equipment in order to make them unusable. IDF soldiers constantly post photos and videos to their social media accounts, showing themselves mockingly dressing in the clothes of dead and displaced Palestinian women and playing with the toys of dead and displaced Palestinian children. The IDF has admitted to running a popular Telegram channel titled 72 Virgins, which posted extremely gory and sadistic snuff films of people in Gaza being butchered by Israeli forces. After destroying buildings full of civilians, the IDF has been known to send in sniper drones to pick off the survivors, including children. Israel has murdered a historically unprecedented number of journalists in its Gaza onslaught, and has been knowingly attacking humanitarian aid workers. Israeli soldiers rape and torture Palestinian prisoners to death, including doctors. On the rare occasions that anyone is ever arrested for these abuses, Israelis have riots, not to oppose the abuses, but to oppose the arrests of the perpetrators. And now Israel is openly declaring its agenda to ethnically cleanse the entire Gaza Strip of Palestinians, with Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich saying the plan is for Gaza's population to be, quote, concentrated at the southern end of the enclave and pressured to leave while the rest of Gaza is totally destroyed. The population of Gaza will be concentrated from the Morag corridor southwards. The rest of the strip will be empty, Smotrich said, adding, "They will be totally despairing, understanding that there is no hope and nothing to look for in Gaza, and will be looking for relocation to begin a new life in other places." A poll released earlier this year found that only 3% of Jewish Israelis opposed the planned ethnic cleansing of Gaza on moral grounds. That's right, 3%. 3 out of every 100 people. I got into a back and forth with a liberal Israel supporter the other day whose entire argument basically boiled down to, "Oh, so you're claiming Israel is just doing terrible things to civilians on purpose just because they're evil?" And, I mean, yes. That's a bit of an oversimplification, but yes, Israel is evil. It's a deeply evil country full of deeply evil people. Again, 3%. My interlocutor was attempting to dismiss the idea of Israelis being horrible people as a legitimate explanation for their actions in Gaza, meaning Israel's actions could only be explained as rational responses to unfortunate provocations by the Palestinians, who he of course had no trouble believing were bloodthirsty savages. But the evidence says Israel really is as evil as it looks. As we have discussed previously, this isn't because there's anything inherently evil in Judaism or Jewishness which would cause a state led by Jews to behave this way. Rather, it's because modern Israel has from its very inception been premised on the idea of a tiered society where one ethnic group dominates the others, making injustice and inequality an inherent part of the system. Israelis are indoctrinated from birth into accepting this unjust apartheid framework as normal, which necessarily entails indoctrinating them into accepting the dehumanization and abuse of the disempowered group. If you have a society whose populace are systematically indoctrinated into accepting apartheid and abuse as normal and good, you are inevitably going to wind up with a society full of sociopaths. That's who's going to be casting the votes, serving in the military, working in the media, and working in the government. It's not caused by their ethnicity or their religion. It's caused by the perverse nature of the apartheid state in which they live. Many Westerners tend to give Israel the benefit of the doubt because they assume from the beginning that this can't be as simple as it looks, and the abuse cannot be as one-sided as it appears to be. They assume this because Western news media and politicians are constantly churning out narratives to make Israel look as innocent as possible and Palestinians look as guilty as possible. But in reality, this really is exactly what it looks like. Israelis murdering and starving a civilian population in order to steal their land. It really is that simple. Israel really is that bad. And so is anyone who supports it.